Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Warning: this video will contain spoilers for the 1967 TV series The Prisoner. This video may contain discussions and/or images of violence, sexual situations, and drug use. Viewing beyond this point is a choice you have made, and you take responsibility for that choice. Thank you, and please have a nice day.
Hello and welcome to this video. I hope everyone is doing well today and everyone's having fun. Before we get in this video, I need to be upfront with y'all. My sinuses are going crazy right now. We're in that part of the year here in Texas where we get 60-degree mornings and 95-degree afternoons, and everything is kind of just crazy with sinuses and stuff. So my voice is going to do weird things, and I'm going to make weird noises, and I'm going to be wiping my nose and my eyes out on a fairly regular basis. Today just seems to be really bad, sinus wise. Today's video, we are going to be talking about the 1967 through early 1968 Patrick McGoohan led The Prisoner. This is what we call back in the day a miniseries. I think the kids call them now limited series, or I think that's what they're called now, limited series versus miniseries. The mythology, or what I heard, what I read, how this show kicked off was Patrick McGoohan had just finished up and they finished up a show called Secret Agent Man. And at the end of that show, the secret agent that Patrick McGoohan plays retires. And at the wrap party for the show, there was a person there. Evidently, it was one of these guys that got to go to the party because he was a friend of a cousin's uncle's nanny's babysitter. And they were talking, and Patrick McGoohan overheard this person saying that, well, really, could a secret agent of that caliber, of this, that skill set, your James Bond level type secret agent, could they really retire? And which led Patrick McGoohan to come up with the idea for The Prisoner. The BBC, they had 17 weeks that they had to fill. They were either going to put some kind of filler in or just run reruns. McGoohan pitched the idea. The BBC picked it up, and they went with it. The opening credits, you get the secret agent. He retires just abruptly out of nowhere and basically resigns his job. His name is never given. Exactly what he's doing is never revealed. All we know is that he was in a highly sensitive government job. Some kind of spy, some kind of intelligence gathering. And after he resigns, he goes home and he's preparing for a trip. he gets knocked out and spirited away to what he wakes up, which is an exact replica of his apartment. But when he looks out the window, he finds that he's no longer in his apartment, or he doesn't know where he's at. And he goes through a series of trying to escape. Everybody in the village, this where he's at, that's what it's called, the village. They're not referred to by a name. They're assigned a number. The lower the number, the higher your importance is. His number is 6. And that's what that's what they refer to him as. And his catchphrase in the opening credits is, "I am not a number, I'm a free man." And that is one of the themes that echoes throughout the 17 episode series. The individual versus the collective, man versus government. You do not know who's running the village. You don't know if the village is controlled by communists, if it's controlled by capitalists, if it's controlled by an amalgamation of the two, or some third party. We don't know. It's never revealed to us. And each week, through all the run, each week, we get a new number 2 who uses different techniques to try to break down number 6 to get whatever information they're looking for. They use drugs, they use sex, they use identity theft, mind control, dream manipulation, indoctrination. The big questions is the real thing they want to know is why he resigned. What led him to resign? And they won't just accept his answer of, "I was done." And he refuses to cooperate. He refuses to divulge any information. Like I said, he doesn't know on which side of the Iron Curtain he's on. And for those of you that are younger in the audience, that aren't Cold War babies, especially during the late 60s, this was also very much Vietnam era. You had communism versus capitalism. The Iron Curtain was the separation between the two. And like I said, we don't know. We do not know who, where, what, why, who's running the village. And because of this, number 6 attempts to find out who number 1 is. He wants to find out who number 1 is and or escape. And we get to the climax. The last 2 episodes are crazy. I mean, they are avant-garde crazy. I'm not going to reveal how it ends because it's just that crazy. But there is going to be a link in the description below to a YouTube site that basically just runs the episodes over and over and over and over again. Like I said, 17 issues. And the YouTube link that I'm providing, it's free. I think you can get it on Amazon Prime Video with commercials for free. I'm not sure. But I know I have it on DVD, and I think I purchased it on the Amazon Prime. It is one of my favorite shows. I was first introduced to the show watching Nick at Night when I was a teenager. And yes, Nickelodeon has been around that long. This is one of the shows that me and a good childhood friend of mine, would watch. We watched like Dobie Gillis, Burns and Allen. I believe they had Jack Benny Show reruns, Laugh-In reruns. And Prisoner was one of the ones that they showed. It's just one of the ones that we enjoyed watching. Though the cast was almost the entire cast was turned over every episode each week. Though you had cast members that didn't change.
I suppose you're wondering what you're doing here.
Of course, you had Patrick McGoohan as number 6. And you have Angelo Muscat as the butler.
Your resignation.
We want
You have Peter Swanwick, who's one of the supervisors.
You won't get it.
Dennis Shaw, who's the shopkeeper.
By hook or by crook.
And you had Fenella Fielding, who was the announcer of the PA system and the telephone operator. Though she never physically appeared, to the best of my knowledge, in the show, that she was voice only. And those were your only cast members that were constant through the 17 episodes. You did have Colin Gordon, who was number 2, who played number 2 in 2 of the episodes, and Leo McKern, who played number 2 in 3 of the episodes. And that was the closest you came to reoccurring characters. The rest of the cast changed from week to week, and it worked. It worked for what this show was trying to do, what this show was trying to put out there. It worked really well. It is, for me, it is a touchstone of the Cold War. It is very Cold War. It is very anti-war. It's very anti-war. There's all kinds of anti-war message. There's anti-CIA themes, or I think it was MI6, because this was an English show. Wherever you were at this time, your country's internal police, psychological warfare type people, your black ops groups, whatever your country was using, whether it be MI6, MI5, CIA, FBI, whoever. And it had those overtones, those conspiratorial, the government, and we don't know which one, or are they working together against are the people in power working together to keep the people not in power divided so they don't seek power? They'd ask those questions. And it's done in such a way that it leaves the answers up to you, the viewer. There was a remake of it, or I guess you would want to call a remake, reboot, in 2009. It falls in the category of, if you disassociate it from the source material, it's not a bad show. It's not a bad, spooky, capitalism gone too far, and that's what the reboot was. It was a capitalism has gone too far. industrial espionage type thing. And like I said, if you divorce it from the source material, it's pretty good. If you try to link it or, have any gravitas toward the original, any kind of relationship, I should say. Gravitas is really not a good word for that. But any kind of connection to the original, it's not that, it falls short. It falls way short. Now, I've heard that, I believe it may have been Jonathan Nolan, but I believe it's Christopher Nolan, wants to redo it, wants to reboot it in 2025. He wants to start filming in 2025 for a 2026 release. Now, I don't know, how true it is. I've only seen sketchy things on Reddit and a couple of blog posts on it. I haven't seen anything concrete. I can't find anything concrete. So it may just be a rumor. It may just be fans hoping for the best. But with any luck, we find out for sure one way or other. This is one of those shows that I am hesitant to have high hopes for a remake or a reboot on, just simply because its connection and is hard and is tied into the Cold War that it is. And we're so distant now in 2024 from the Cold War that I don't know if it would resonate. I don't think it would have the same resonance. I don't know if you could make something that is going to get the Cold War kids, the Cold War babies, interested, while at the same time appealing to those people that grew up post-Cold War. Though the Nolans, either one, Christopher or Jonathan Nolan, either one have the skill set that they could possibly pull it off. So if they are doing it, they're doing it, and that's really, really cool. But if they're not doing it, they're not doing it. So yeah, there's that. I would like, I don't know, like I said, I have mixed feelings on that. It's especially when 2009 disappointed me so much, the reboot, because I went in and I was still fairly much an interpretation purist at that point in my life. So it was, I don't know. So we'll see how that pans out. Time will tell. And if they do it, like I said, the Nolans, either Christopher or Jonathan, or all them working together on it would be awesome. That would be really good, really cool. But take all that I've said about a reboot with a grain of salt. Go look for it yourself. And if you can find anything more than vague, sketchy stuff on Reddit or blog posts and stuff, please let me know in the comments below. But yeah, it is what it is, man. I highly, highly recommend this show. I highly recommend going and checking it out. It's just it's just one of those things. And I think it presses the right nostalgia button for me. And it makes things, good. It makes things not good, because it's really dystopian. If you look at the bigger picture, it's fairly dystopian. What governments do and can do, would want to do. So yeah, I'll leave it there, let you all get back to what you're doing. And as always, be a good human. Be good to other humans. Peace.
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?